to another episode of Saint Vincent Untold Stories. Many months ago, I did a story about Martin James, better known as Jason, while he was in the land of the living. But Jason is no longer with us because unknown assailants caught up with him and tack and sent Jason to Dovercat. But before his passing, he warned about a serious tough war that was about to happen with two brothers from the Pals of a new area. One Sanga, Joanne's of Fraser, and one Lamont, Dutchi. Please remember to hit the like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you wish to see more videos like these, hit the notification bell. You see, Jason was a general who was deported from foreign, but the man come down broke. The man come down with things, cause him put himself in hard. But it is alleged that he did some criminal activities while up there, and that is why he was sent back. If we look at what is going on right now in the US, even if he wasn't sent home back then, he would have been sent back now. You see, Jason was not an easy pushover. He was as rough as a combination between the two brothers, Sanga and Dutchi. It is alleged that he was pushing a more wider substance than the brothers, and that created a jealousy because he had men pushing the substance in the four corners of Kingston. If you look at the mafia movies with Al Capone, Lucky Luciano, and the Italian mafias, you would understand that when you are selling a product and you come on a man's corner, you have to pay dues. You see, just like the brothers, Jason had a lot of foot soldiers, and one of them was a reputed bad man that went by the name Sheikh McAfee, and he was well known to the police. They even tried to take his life at one time, and Sheikh had to jump through a window to escape. The man them running by the shop and tack and try to spread out everything. It is alleged that a Jason and a Shrek and another foot soldier went on a mission, but the mission went wrong, and a baby was sent to Dovercat. I knew two bad men who were once friends because they used to transport the green substance together to Barbados, but they had turned enemies. So one day, one of the men was traveling in a car, and the bad man jumped on the car with an 12. And when the man tried to squeeze out, the thing jammed. So the man peep out and the man say, remember we used to roll together, and I told you I had a gathering that I was a monk. And the man pan the car just wet up him pants. The allegations are that when the man them wet up the shop and did not catch a shake, some foot soldiers decided to venture into the Pals Avenue area and retaliate. Tack, tack, tack! The man then beat out the machine and hit Sanga. But you see, Sanga lived by the street code. He was a real soldier, an original general. You call them on the OG foundation bad man. So an investigation was done, and they had picked up two men. And you see, those two men were original generals as well. So they said nothing. And Sanga went to court and he said nothing either. The two men claimed that they were innocent all along, they were just being framed. You see, they wanted Jason behind bars. So the first time he got away off the baby thing, they picked him up a second time and they wanted to press charges. Who knew Sheikh said that it was like He was in the military for several years because he was really skilled. One time you'd see him in Grenada, another time another place. It is alleged that he got the name Sheikh because of his appearance, and he was a known Muslim for Jason. You see, Jason was trying to avoid war at all costs because he knew that war brings unnecessary attention from the police. Remember, when your name is being called up, they are going to do some interrogation and start to conduct searches, and you don't want your product to burst. But you see, Sanga do not want to look like a fool. So the man them signal would turn on the pressure, beat out the tack and make the boy them know that Paul's Avenue, our territory, and I'm born up to sell nothing in a Paul's Avenue. But you see, in every organization, there is always a weak link. So there were men in the Avenue area leaking information just to get a few dollars. And sometimes they would say where the men were. And the unknown assailants would just run in and just tack, 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 and increase the crime rate. While the battle was getting heated, a lot of men were sent to Dovka because they were affiliates of Dutchi and Sanga. You see, Jason didn't even have to give an order. There were men who just protect him because they respected the way he did business. He did not cheat anyone. He deal with all his soldiers fair. So what they made, he make sure that they got a percentage. But you see, the place has started to heat up, and some men decided that they had enough. So they caught Dutchi and friends sleeping, and they decided to run in with some tack. You see, the men knew the assignment and they completed the mission. But they had inside help because where the vehicle went, anyone could have seen it. After Dutchi had passed, Sanga had vowed to cool out. He even flew away for a short while, and he was warned not to return. But who knows, as Sanga knew that he would never run from his hometown. But you see, once an OG, always an OG. Because in the past, there are things that OGs do that some men will never forget. So the man them decided to go hard after Sanga and tack, tack, tack. And the man them put Sanga in the hospital, but he could not make it. Sent him straight to Dovecat. But in the criminal underworld, everybody has their associates, and it is alleged that favors were being done by men. And one of those men who were granted a favor by an old time OG decided that he would complete a mission and send Jason to Dovecat. And that is what exactly happened. Unknown assailants ran in and tack, 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 and beat out the machine and fly Jason back and sent him straight to Dovecat. Even though these men lived a different lifestyle, their communities loved and respected the men because they did a lot for a lot of poor people. They would help other kids with things to go back to school. They would help their parents. And they even put off a lot of treats just to make sure that the community was nice. You see, Dutchi had helped a lot of kids because he was even involved in football. And allegations are that he managed a football team as well. Randola stories want to say condolences to all the men and their families. Sometimes we might say that these situations could have been avoided. But when you're talking about a turf, every man wants to defend their turf. It's just a sad situation that this had to happen. Rude boys put along the machine. As TJ said, life out there for live. You know, there are so many things that one can do to make oneself happy. But we have to look at the bigger picture. Because if we take up other machines, then we won't last long.